show where high culture and pop culture collide.
Hello and welcome to You Don't Know Jack TV. I'm Schmitty. Now listen, 1 hour of trivia and then it's straight to bed. Do you understand? Oh no, the four of us together, it's like some bad canoe trip. First of all, we're gonna need some pointy objects. Not to offend you, but this is how you screw someone. If you want to force your neighbor into answering a question that you know they don't know, buzz in and slap that S key. You got it? Any questions? Good. Let's start today's lesson. It's all you, player 3. What do you want?
And now climbing up the charts all the way to number 1.
This one's called Who? Get this one right, you get $1,000. Now, you do know what an acronym is, right? Like radar and scuba and laser and all that, right? Okay, well, the name of the time machine on Doctor Who is an acronym. The letters stand for time and relative dimensions in space. Now, what's the name of the time machine? Hey, no fair peeking. Is it the Tardis, the Tarts, the Tortoise, or the The Time Lord's time machine is called the Tardis, which coincidentally was my nickname in junior high school. Player. Coming at you. Lance, this. You give me a right answer, I'll give you $3,000. Say, you remember that made-for-TV movie, The Loneliest Runner, starring Lance Kerwin? Sure you do. Say Lance Kerwin's character in The Loneliest Runner decides to form his own country. Based on his problem, what will be the most appropriate design for his country's flag? Blue background with red stars, red background with brown stripes, white background with yellow spots, or black background with green clovers? Player 2, grab it. Brown stripes? No, you're thinking of the made-for-TV movie The Loneliest Runs. Player 1, Player 1, do it. Lance Kerwin's character ran home from school every day because his mother hung his pea-stained sheets out the window, so his flag would probably look like a pea-stained bedsheet. And for his country's national anthem, he could use the theme song from The Wiz. Player 1, your choice.
We're losing him, Doctor.
On my count. 1, 2, 3. Never mind.
Today's specialties include All My Wives. I got $2,000, says you don't know this one. See if you can wrap your skull around this. Say the folks from Melrose Place are on the game show to tell the truth. When asked, will the real Mrs. Mancini please stand up? Which of these Melrose women will not rise? Sydney, Amanda, Kimberly, or Jane? Player 1. Although they did sleep together for a brief period, Michael never married Amanda. And you know why? Because she's saving herself for me. Yeah, it's a curse I gotta live with. Pick a category, Player 1.
Spotless window, shining floor, do it all with number 4.
This category is known as A Long, Strange TV Show. $2,000 for a correct answer. Put your head between your knees, because we're going down. Imagine Robinson Crusoe is picked up by a ship and thinks he is hallucinating because he sees mermaids on board. Which ship has picked him up? The Riptide, the USS Enterprise, the Love Boat, or the SS Minnow? It's all yours, Player 1. The Enterprise? No, but I think they do sometimes have women aboard who are green and scaly. Player 2, Player 3, who wants it? Take a shot, Player 2. In its last season, the Love Boat featured a group of performers called the Love Boat Mermaids in an attempt to save the show. And get this, one of the mermaids was played by an actress named Macarena. So, you know, it had to fail. Your call, Player 2. And our special guest tonight, Living in Sin. $3,000 for this one. Ready? Catch this. Which of the following TV couples was never married? Mr. T and Tina, Mr. Adams and Eve, Scarecrow and Mrs. King, or Mr. and Mrs. North? Player one, do it. Now, the Scarecrow eventually married Mrs. King. Gee, I wonder how Mr. King feels about that. Player two, player three, the time is now. Player two, go! Mr. T, played by Pat Morita, never married his housekeeper, Tina. He did, however, perfect the crane technique on her. Player two, what do you want? That's the way you do it, player two. Player one and player three, give it a rest. Player two is about to embark upon a this or that. The category for this or that is 30 minutes of fame. All right, listen up. I'm going to read off the names of 7 TV stars, and for each one, I want you to tell me if they've ever starred in a show bearing their name or not. If they've ever had a show named for them, press 1. If they never have, press 2. And to skip it, press 4. I'm going to add 500 to your score for a right answer. And 500 is going to be taken away if you get it wrong, you don't get to it. All right, I'm going to start you off with 30 seconds on the clock. Let's do it. Was there a Lawrence Welk show or not? Candice Bergen. Bob Newhart. Bill Cosby. Tim Allen. Kelsey Grammer. One more. John Larroquette. It's a last. That's all she wrote. All right, so you dropped a couple. I've seen worse. Let's look at your score. All right, time marches on and on. Player 3, pick a category.
Question 7 is dedicated to the men and women of trivia.
Shake hands with Watergate and cable TV. You get it right, you get $2K. All right, I don't care how old you are, you should remember this. It's important. Back in 1972, G. Gordon Liddy and company were caught burglarizing the Democratic National Committee's campaign office at the Watergate Hotel, remember? Suppose while being arrested, the burglars had claimed to be cable guys. Since this network also began in 1972, which channel could they have been installing? CNN, ESPN, HBO, or MTV? It was back in 1972 that home box office premiered by showing Paul Newman's film Sometimes a Great Notion. Although I doubt that cover would have worked for those Watergate guys. I mean, come on, cable installers showing up? Player 1, tell me what's next.
Join us as we explore the fascinating world of 8.
For your viewing pleasure, you're a big fat what? $1,000 if you get it. Okay, imagine you're a teacher and you're having a really bad day. You tell your students to bear with you because you're becoming a bit frazzled. Well, one little boy thinks you said, "I'm becoming a big fraggle," and he begins to freak out. Why? He thinks you're out to get Dorothy and Toto. He thinks you're about to eat him. He's waiting for you to turn into a big dog. Or he expects you to shrink and grow frizzy hair. Player 3, have at it. Fraggles are those little frizzy-haired Muppets that live in the hole in the wall, otherwise known as Fraggle Rock. I had a teacher just like that in grade school. She lost her job when they found out she was a sock. Talk to me, player 3.
We fill your tank and check your number 9.
Let's see what we got going. Sometimes the price is too high. I'm going to give away $3,000 this time. Hey, now everybody's a big Price is Right fan, right? I mean, when you go to parties, you sit around and you talk about that moment in 1979 when the show's most famous blooper occurred, right? Well, imagine that the best way to get picked to play The Price is Right is to emulate that infamous contestant's approach to the stage on that 1979 episode. What should you do? Scream curse words at Bob Barker, throw money at Bob Barker, knock Bob Barker unconscious with a purse, or show Bob Barker your breasts. It's all you, player 3. On that infamous Price is Right episode, this woman's name is called. She books down to contestants row, and boom, tube top, history. You know, those were the first breasts I ever saw. I swear to you, to this day, the words "come on down" still make my knees weak. Oh, God. Player 3, why don't you pick one?
The following is a test of question 10. This is only a test.
Category? You go, girl. You get this one, you pocket $2,000. Hey, remember everybody's favorite collie, Lassie? Of course you do. Good girl. Imagine that the dog who played Lassie is booked to appear on the Ricky Lake Show. Which of these might be the topic for that show? I made 20 films and I'm dog tired. Help, I'm blind and nobody knows it. Everybody thinks I'm a bitch, but I'm not. Or, I gave birth to another TV dog's puppy. Take a shot, player 2. I'm sorry, children. Please don't feed the loser. Player 1, player 3, grab it. It's all yours, player 1. Just wait till your father gets home. You want it, player 3? Player 3, have at it.
Here you go, Lassie. Fetch. No, Lassie. That way. The other way. I threw it over there.
Oh, that's some good work right there. A bitch is a female dog. 6 different dogs played the female canine Lassie, and all 6 of them were male. I mean, come on, was I the only one who thought it was weird that Lassie peed standing up? That does it for round 1. Let's move on to round 2. All right, like it or not, you're getting a screw. Only one. That should be plenty. One more thing. Don't be afraid of those screws. I gave them to you for a reason. If you want to force your buddy over there into answering the question, you buzz in and hit the S key. You got it? Now get in there and screw this one for the Gipper. Let's have a category, player 1.
11, come on, girl. Good question.
The category is, he's a really wicked queen. You get it right, I'm putting you up $2,000. Hey kids, it's howdy doody time. If Quantum Leap's Dr. Sam Beckett were to leap into the body of the wicked queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, we would see the queen's face only when she does what? Talks to her magic mirror, drools over Prince Charming, waves her wand, or poisons the apple. Player 3, do it. I'm sorry, did you say something? Player 1, player 2, go get it. Player 1, do it. When Sam leaps into another person, he always appears as himself to the viewers at home, unless we see his reflection in a mirror. And while in the body of the queen, maybe Sam could stop her from poisoning the apple, and we'd all learn a little something about human nature. Yeah, whatever. It's a TV show. Player 1, what are we doing? Here we have $6 million plus foreign grosses. If you know this one, you're getting $4,000. Put it in gear, because here we go. Say the actress playing Steve Austin and Jamie Summers' bionic friend in The Bionic Showdown were bionic in an action flick in which she starred. What might we see? Jordan doing 600 push-ups in G.I. Jane, Ripley punching out an alien in Alien, Lorna stopping bullets in Lethal Weapon 3, or Annie outrunning the bus in Speed. Ripley is wrong. Believe it or not. Player 2, player 3, who's gonna get it? Player 2, grab it. Yeah, Lorna might be able to stop bullets, but let's see her try to stop you from losing your cash. Player 3, it's all you, player 3. The woman who played Kate, the bionic cohort of Steve Austin and Jamie Summers in The Bionic Showdown, was Sandra Bullock, who played Annie in Speed and Speed 2. So when Dennis Hopper puts the bomb on Sandra Bullock, does that mean she'd have to keep running faster than 55 miles per hour?
Hey, look, a quarter.
Player 3, your category.
Flash.
We interrupt this game to bring you a special question.
Let's take a look at My CTV. Sit up straight. This one's going to be worth $6,000. Yeah, here comes one of my favorite questions because it's about me. What's my favorite TV show? Hong Kong Phooey, Mannix, Charlie Rose, or the Bassmasters? What do you say we check out the right answer? The one show that I'll stay at home to watch is my man Mannix. I'm telling you, when I was a young boy, I used to dream about Mannix. He'd look at me with those steely eyes and grab me in those big, strong arms, and we'd solve a case together. Hey, I don't care what you think. I'm talking about Mannix. Player 2, how about a category? Hey, stress cut with lime sword.
It is time for our tribulations.
One gibberish category coming up. Those wacky veterans. Let's see how much of $10,000 you can win on this gibberish question. Now here's the deal. The more time you take, the less cash you get. All right, tell me, what famous line does this rhyme with? Vets prepare a full-out scare. First clue, it's heard on an 80s cop show. It's heard on a cop show called Hill Street Blues. Ever heard of it? Do it up, player 1. Type in your answer. You know, that's the exact same thing my mom used to say to me when I started dating. That and something about her being too young to be a grandmother. I don't know, I never listened. Player 1, what's up?
The thrill of answering! The agony of 15!
For your enjoyment? What's up, Doc? We're talking 6K here, so pay attention. Okay, SAT fans, grab your number 2 pencils because I got an analogy coming your way. ER is to Dr. Douglas Ross as ER is to Ace, Batman is to George Clooney, St. Elsewhere is to Howie Mandel, or MASH is to Corporal Klinger. Player 3, you gonna take that? Give me an answer. Trivia player goes down in flames tonight. Player 1, player 2, who wants it? It's all yours, player 1. MASH is to Corporal Klinger. Come on, that answer is far off. Thank you. Thank you very much. No, don't get up. Player 2, you want it? Player 2, go. Check, please. Oh, just one more chance. George Clooney is Dr. Doug Ross on ER, the drama, and he's the young Dr. Ace on ER, the 1980s sitcom. And ladies, let me be the first to tell you there is no truth to the rumor that his hair is leaving ER to pursue other roles. Now his chin, well, that's another story. Open wide and get ready for I'm out. 4,000 big ones for a right answer here. All right, now I know that many people think that Ellen DeGeneres' character on Ellen was the first gay character to come out of the closet. Well, it seems the closet was already wide open. Which of the following sitcom characters exited the closet years before Ellen Morgan? Miss Jane from the Beverly Hillbillies, Dr. Smith from Lost in Space, Jody from Soap, or Cagney and Lacey? Player 1, do it.
I am most certainly not gay. Who said I was? Was it that tin-plated tattletale? Confound that robot.
Player 2, player 3, who wants it? Player 2, grab it. Jody Dallas, played by Billy Crystal, was one of the earliest openly gay characters to appear in a sitcom. And I think Bob, the ventriloquist dummy on Soap, is bi. I mean, he's sporting wood no matter who's around. Player 2, what looks good?
Thank you. Good night, everybody. God bless.
You're beautiful.
All right, give it up for NBC and the Valley of the Fat Beats. How does $4,000 grab you? You know, it's really sad that not many rappers give their props to the old school king, former Today Show host Dave Garroway. Because he always closed the Today Show this way, what phrase shows that Dave Garroway was down for the real? Courage, and we out. Peace, or that's the way it is. Player 3, have at it. And you out. Player 1, player 2, go get it. Player 1. Dave Garroway, the original host of the Today Show, used to close out the show with a simple peace. But not before sending a shout out to his main man, DJ Fred Muggs. Player 1, give me a category.
You know what? You're playing great. I'll stop bugging you now. You know what? Actually, just one more question. Question 18.
Well, what do we have here? Cheater, cheater, raw egg eater. I'll give you 4,000 clams for this bad boy. Pencils ready. Let's do it. Based on the names of the American gladiators, which of these would not be a way to cheat on the show? Sneak a snake down Snake's shorts, spray mace in Lace's face, kick Sonny where the sun don't shine, or zap zap with a bug zapper. Player 1, do it. Kick Sonny where the sun don't shine. No, maybe you're just thinking about where you found this answer. Player 2, player 3, who's gonna get it? Take a shot, player 2. There's no American gladiator named Snake. Now, if you watch the Egyptian version of the show, they got like a dozen gladiators named Snake, and one big guy named Asp. You know, it's a cultural thing. What's it gonna be, player 2?
Minty cool, minty fresh 19.
I believe this one is called, do you want to give or receive? Heads up, this one's gonna be $6,000. All right, my friends, let's see if you know your game shows. Buzz in when you think you know what 2 shows go in the blanks. $10,000 pyramid, $20,000 pyramid, blank, blank, $100,000 pyramid. Is it 25? It's all yours, player 1. The $25,000 pyramid and the $50,000 pyramid were the other 2 titles on the game show's Journey Through Inflation. Unless you're watching the Egyptian version of the show, which they call the $25,000 triangle. Something about pyramids being sacred or something. I don't know. It's that cultural thing again. Player 1, why don't you give me a category?
Question 20 now concludes its broadcast day.
Coming at you. He said slot. You get a right answer, you're walking away with $4 grand. Okay, let's imagine that because Beavis and Butthead got their own movie, now they feel like they can review movies the way they do videos. If Beavis and Butthead want to avoid repeating the controversy that caused their show to be moved to a later time slot, which movie should they definitely not recommend to kids? Drugstore Cowboy, Firestarter, Body Chemistry 4, Full Exposure. It's all you, player. Hey, player 2, you like getting screwed? Give me an answer. Body Chemistry 4. See, now, if you had played You Don't Know Jack movies, you would know that anything involving Shannon Tweed is never the right answer. Player 1, player 1. Beavis and Butthead was pushed back from its early time slot when a 5-year-old torched his own trailer home and his mother blamed the show for inspiring him. So they should definitely not review Firestarter. Besides, if the boys are delving into the canon of Drew Barrymore's work, they're going to get more mileage out of Poison Ivy. Player 1, your choice. You're about to embark upon the attack. Hit your buzzer when you see 2 words that match. $2,000 if you're right, 2,000 off if you're wrong. It's not so hard. Just remember this.
Remember the clue.
It's got to be a match that fits this clue. You want me to babysit how many kids? If you get into trouble, my number's on the fridge. Good luck. 2 with the win. Hey, player 2, I apologize. We must be having some kind of technical difficulties here in the studio because it looks like you won with less than 0. I'll find out who's responsible and tell them.
You don't know Jack!
That's a wrap.